It's going to be more slushy out there, I think, than anything else. We'll have to wait a while before we start to see a little more snow, at least in the Metroplex. A little farther north, I think we'll have some more snow. So we'll show you radar here in just a little bit, and then that eventual change over to all snow across the area. But yes, this will be some good snow to make snowballs and snow people as we head later into today. 32 degrees taking you out to Weatherford right now. So we have seen that light rain, probably a little more sleet being mixed in there. Now you see the temperature has dropped to 32 degrees there right now. So we are getting a few more reports of sleet in some areas out to our west. Still 36 out at DFW. No precip yet, but that's about to change in the next hour or so. Here's a look at radar taking you out to Tarrant County. Some light sleet in Fort Worth right now, heading over toward Azle, up toward Justin as well. Some reports of some sleet starting to reach the ground there, and you saw what it looked like from the tower cam out toward Weatherford. So maybe a little more sleety out there as well, as that temperature has dropped a few more degrees in Weatherford. Now getting out toward Jacksboro, some sleet is ongoing, and some of the bridges are starting to ice there. So that wintry mix is continuing out toward Jacksboro, and a little farther south, we've gotten some reports of some light sleet out toward Stephenville, still kind of spotty in nature, and down toward Hillsboro as well here, getting down into Hill County, a few areas of a light sleet that we're going to be dealing with in those areas too here as we go through the morning. So we'll continue to watch this as it works its way on in, and eventually we will start to talk about the accumulating ice and snow across some portions of North Texas. So I do want to bring in Marielle once again to talk more in detail about that.
Yeah, and we have been watching the potential for icing very closely here. It does look like the coating to about 5/100ths of an inch. So very, very small amounts will still be possible across areas of the Metroplex and towards the south. There is a slightly higher potential towards the southwest, south of Interstate 20, where we are currently seeing some of the sleet, freezing rain and rain. Again, that's to the southwest of DFW, but the sleet snowfall forecast still consistent with yesterday's, dusting to 1 inch south of Interstate 20. For the Metroplex towards the Red River, 2 to 4 inches still looking likely, but some snow bands will likely take shape this afternoon and evening when those temperatures fully drop below 32 degrees for these locations. That's where we could see some higher amounts of over 4 inches of snow, maybe even up to 6 or higher in some very isolated instances. I want to show you this very quickly though, because we're closely watching the temperature. That blue line that you see there, that's the freezing line. Anything north of that likely staying snow, but anything really close to that line likely seeing some sleet mixing in with snow. So that's what we're watching. That's what makes this so tricky, and this is what's going to change our accumulations as the day goes on if we stay on the warmer side of that line. So we'll be watching that closely for you, Greg.
Yeah, those temperatures are going to be steady just on the other side of a freezing here as we go through the day today. So yes, we'll have to deal with that and those temperatures. Clyde Warren Park right now still 36 degrees, but again, once that precip starts, we'll see the temperatures coming down closer to freezing. So we'll get more of that sleet, I think, mixed in at times. If you're trying to get out to walk the dog between now and 9 a.m., I know some pets like to get out in the weather there, but I would recommend just playing inside for a while. That might be the case as we go through most of the day today. So we're looking at those temperatures now. Still 37 getting out to Richardson, 35 in Mesquite, along with Lancaster and DeSoto here this morning, 34 as we head out to Terrell. But again, those areas out to our west where we are seeing the precip already down to 32 in Weatherford, as we just mentioned, Chico as well at 32 degrees. So we're hovering just above freezing still in most locations, but that will change as we look at the timing with that going through the day today. So by 9 a.m., I think the winter precip will be widespread across our area, kind of right on that transition line around the Metroplex. Still mostly sleet, I think, and then some colder rain as we get down into central Texas, with that sleet and that winter mix continuing as we go through noon today. Still looking at mainly sleet and some snow mixed in across the area, and then eventually we'll get that transition over to all snow. So this is around 5 p.m. Still that wintry mix, I think, around the Metroplex, but up along the Red River where we will see those higher accumulations that Marielle just talked about, up along the Red River, probably all snow by then, and some bands of some heavier snow as well as we head into this evening, and then around the Metroplex as we head toward late tonight, early tomorrow. We'll eventually get that transition over to all snow before it ends after midnight tonight, and by 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, all that should be winding down. So we'll still have the residual effects tomorrow morning, depending on how much we see today. That will impact travel as we head into tomorrow morning, but then those temperatures will begin to bounce back a little bit more for us, getting into the upper 30s, so things will be improving as we head into tomorrow afternoon. So maybe a few leftovers as far as the winter precip is concerned very early on Friday, and then things get a lot better, especially as we get into the weekend. We'll have plenty of sunny skies and seeing those temperatures in the mid and upper 40s. And then as we head into next week, looking at that 14-day forecast, we're going to get back into the 50s, the upper 50s, in fact, by late next week, with rain chances returning once again. All right.